everyone, and welcome back as always.
Hi.
We're back again, and we're going to be watching more X-Men today.
Oh,
So we're going to be watching Days of Future Past. We have been getting requests, if we watch this movie, to watch the Road Cut. So we're going right ahead and going to watch that today. So hopefully most of you like that idea. But I hear that it's a lot better to watch the Road Cut, and it adds a little bit more to the movie. And we've been loving X-Men so far. We just watched The Wolverine.
Mm-hmm. So Road Cut means Rogue's in there?
Or the movie went rogue and just added new scenes just for the heck of it after the theatrical release. It's a confusing title.
Yeah, it is.
Days of Future Past. What does that mean? But the ending credit scene of the Wolverine, I liked seeing Mike and seeing Patrick Stewart. Right? Not like Patrick
Xavier
Stewart,
and
but
Xavier.
I keep saying that 'cause I love Patrick Stewart so much.
yeah.
And Ian McKellen. But yeah, it was really cool to see them. And poor Wolverine goes through so much. So I only want to see something good happen to him now. But yeah, kind of crazy.
I love him even more now.
I know. He's such a tough and kind-hearted person at the same time. You know, he's so strong and tough and just been through so much. And he dies a lot. And so he's been through so much pain in many ways.
I know it.
He's just a very...
I really felt bad for him last time.
character. Yeah. I know. There's always something horrible going on with him.
And then he was really feeling the pain and he wasn't getting better.
I know. Yeah, that was horrible when he tried to take the thing off his heart. Oh my God. That was so disgusting. He's a brave guy though, because he died so many times, so not that he's numb to the pain, because it's still very horrible, and it tortures him. For him to be that brave to actually cut himself open, knowing that he's probably going to die, but that's his only choice to get that thing off his heart. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that was pretty crazy. He's a pretty awesome guy for sure. Don't want to mess with Wolverine. So I think we should get into this movie and see what it entails.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I thought so. That's her.
Is that ice? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. Yeah, it looks so different.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's turning him into it.
Oh.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
Destroying him, too.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
What are we going to do? Do it now?
Oh.
Oh, they're gone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these two.
Ah, there he is.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
There's our man.
Logan.
Oh, that's a cool chair.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh.
Oh, they're all
He's
together now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Bobby.
They're all alive.
Hey, kid.
Hey, kid.
Leading weapons designers,
Hey,
but covertly, he had begun experimenting on mutants.
Oh, they're not metal.
What the hell?
Oh,
crap.
God, the water.
Oh, no, the water.
Water.
You just ticked me out. Oh, they just popped out of him. Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
my
That's
God,
so
look at
cool.
them, yeah.
What did he glue him to the... he
Oh
taped him
my God,
to the wall.
excessive. Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
I'm holding your neck so you don't get whiplash. What? Whiplash.
Oh, my goodness.
Strike.
Oh, I guess so.
Oh, my. Hi, guys.
Oh, the violence in this.
Xavier.
God.
Tasty.
Oh, my God, Wedgie. I would go for the bullets first.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, my God, this is the coolest thing ever. There you go.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Want to pick all that shit up?
I love him.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, not her. She's awesome.
Crap. Oh, no.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh. Oh, no, he's having flashbacks.
He's going back, yeah.
Poor kid. Magneto is changing.
Eric?
Oh, come
Forgive
on.
me, Mystique. As long as you're out there, we'll never be safe.
Eric?
Use your power, Charles. Stop him.
I don't have the
Go.
powers. No!
No.
Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oh, he's now he's
Oh,
gonna
my
move
God.
it
And
to...
he's going to curve it. He's going to...
Yeah.
no. Oh, Striker, yeah.
Yep.
Oh crap!
No,
Oh crap!
no. They should have tied him down.
Back.
Oh, the metal in her leg.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Son of a bitch!
I don't know you.
Come on, don't give up.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
can deal with this.
Sorry.
Yes.
You're on acid. Somebody gave you really bad acid. Yeah?
Poor Mystique. Oh my god. Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god!
Jeez.
She's
Oh, he's limping.
Oh, there's a new construction man on site.
It's cool. He's reaching into the future.
Yeah.
That's good.
Charles.
Charles.
Where are you? Back at the house.
Where you should be. I need you to
Come home. I know what I need to do.
I know what Trask has done. But killing him will not bring them back. It will set you on a path from which there is no return.
I've been on that slab. Let me show you how it feels.
Ooh, yeah, he has. Ooh. Oh, see that the wing? Just to give her life.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh god, she gets up.
Oh, no. Those things.
Oh no, he's gonna die again. He's gonna die.
No, he's gonna get it. No, she just got you. He's gone. He's gone.
And they're gonna adapt, right?
Oh, God.
Oh, poor Bobby.
Shit. God damn it. Whiplash.
Yeah, bye, go. He's gonna grab
Whiplash.
something. It.
Whoa.
Bye.
Bye.
Good. Don't lose concentration. Don't lose concentration.
Oh, she's gonna lose it.
Take her powers and take over.
Rogue.
Oh god. Oh, there's a lot.
10 miles!
They found us.
Go ahead.
It's so sweet. I love it.
Oh, oh.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have metal in him.
Oh, no.
Oh man. That was good. Oh, there he
Just
is.
coming in.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Can I help you?
You should have called out sick there, buddy.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He's lifting the whole thing.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Boy.
Oh my god.
Boy.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Holy crap. Wow.
Good.
Oh my god.
Hopefully took out a lot.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Wow. Jeez.
I'm completely blocked in.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Storm!
Oh, God. Oh,
Oh, not Storm.
no. Oh, no.
Oh, this so can't be happening. Can you take the energy though? You can't. Oh no, too much.
He's gonna go.
Oh,
He's gonna
did this show an
go.
eyeball? He's protecting them.
Oh.
He's staying outside. Oh, wow.
Mutant. Are you kidding me?
Oh, jeez. Come on.
I love Beast.
I know.
Yeah.
I got this.
He's got this, right?
Yeah,
I
but
hope he
there's
does.
what, 7 more. Oh no! Oh no!
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh, no, it's got legs now.
Ew,
Can
ew,
we have
gross.
them?
Something
Like,
like that.
come
Oh my
on.
God.
No way.
Oh dear God, no.
Oh.
No. You son of a
Oh,
bitch.
no.
Oh, God, that poor freaking guy.
Oh, jeez.
In the water?
Tonic River. Get him out. Get him out. He's gonna say get him out.
That's the worst kind of endless torture, because he won't die, right? Wow.
Wow.
Uprooting.
Bye, White House.
Boy.
I'll open the door for you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, crap.
Oh.
He's gonna want to kill you.
Oh.
Take that damn helmet off, too.
I have faith in you, Raven.
Don't do it. Good. So it never happens.
That's right.
Where is he now? Any arm?
Yeah, shirt on, okay.
Oh, I see, and they stay together.
Like start.
Wait, start.
Jean. I was going to say, is that Jean?
Oh, that's so great. Oh my god, it all changed?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Easy, pal.
Cyclops.
Oh my God, yeah, look at it.
Some things never change.
Wow.
I think the history I know is a little different.
Welcome back.
Aww.
You and I have a lot of catching up to do.
The future is never truly set.
Say Striker.
Oh, that was so cool.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
she was
so
Striker at the
Oh, my
end.
God.
God.
Ooh, that, again, I don't know if there's any cutscenes, so I'll let it roll and see, but that was crazy.
That was a very good movie. I liked it. A little confusing.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very complicated, but it was really well done, though.
Yeah.
Like, bravo. Like, this is my favorite X-Men so far.
It was fantastic.
Oh my god, it was so cool seeing the
Awesome.
mix of all the different characters, the young and the older generation, and it works so well. Like, I love, of course, it's great to see Logan as the main character, him going back in the past and just focusing a lot on him, and then from First Class and seeing them so young. And Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique, I really like her new design. Like, her hair was different and her, like, just look was a little bit different, and she looked good in the first one, but I just liked this one more. And she could fight really well, and it was cool to kind of, you know, bring that into play with the earlier X-Men that we watched, 1, 2, and 3. And Dad's visiting us right now. So. There was so much to take in. And
oh my god! Even the young Xavier, I love him.
Yeah,
he is really good. He's a great actor.
And Eric, I love him too.
Yeah. And Xavier, he went so downhill in this one in the past. Like, he just went through so much, and he's such a great actor, and you could really feel what he was going through with Raven, his sister, and there was a lot of love there. And it's kind of neat to see that, where he really did love her, but as like family. Like, it wasn't anything romantic. It kind of borderline to me, where I'm like, is he though? But she truly was family, a sister to him.
definitely.
So that was really hard for him when she chose an alternate path, and she had different ideas and a different perspective, like Magneto.
Right. She had underlining anger. You know, like Magneto had anger. He's far more, but
yeah, and the conflicts in this are so interesting because it's never straightforward, and you can see both sides. I love how in the future, as horrible as it was, I'm glad it changed now, but how they all had to come together, even mutants, humans alike, because this was such a horrific thing they all had to go through with these Sentinel
they did.
things.
No matter what their ideologies were, they had to stick together to keep their species alive.
Yeah, and the idea of those creatures, those Sentinel robot things, like, they were freaky. They were so scary because this ultimate power that you can't defeat.
No matter what your power was, they'd come back tenfold on you and kill you.
Everybody. And just all the bodies in the beginning, you just all automatically, of course, have to feel the movie. It's like, oh crap, okay, this is what we're dealing with. This is going to be a dark movie. Wow. But as dark as it was in the future, it was cool to go back in the past and kind of live like that First Class vibe again in that same era.
Oh, yeah.
But it was many years later. I love seeing all these characters come back. It was so cool to see Rogue. We joked, is she, honestly, if you don't mind telling us in the comments, was a Rogue cut literally because was she not part of this movie? I kind of want to see the original theatrical cut just to see like what the differences were. But if that's so, I'm glad we did see this one because I really do like
Which
Rogue
makes sense. They could have cut her out of that and just kept
Kitty in there, right?
Kitty in there doing the...
They had to go to Cerebro to break her out, and that was a whole another scene. So I don't know if that was new, but that was so crazy. I'm just kind of pinpointing that because it was called Rogue Cut, so I'm like, okay. But that was crazy. So thank you again for recommending us watching the Rogue Cut.
Yeah, I like seeing her.
I love Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart together.
Oh my
Their names
God.
are on the screen right now.
They're
so
phenomenal.
Yeah, I know there is a cutscene coming up, so I think we should watch that really quick and see what that entails. Short and sweet.
Like, well, that didn't work out for my...
I love Peter Dinklage. Oh my God. I was so surprised to see him in this. That was a fun treat.
He's fantastic.
I'm like, he better not be a bad guy. And even though he kind of was, like, he had the right intentions to protect people. But it wasn't cool to divide everyone and say, like, how dangerous.
Exactly.
Although it is true, though. Mutants do have all kinds of different levels of power, and some are more like Magneto, where they don't care about normal people, and they, will kill anybody. Right. So I can understand why he did that.
And he was so strong. He was such a strong salesman, too.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Peter Dinklage, I love him in Game of Thrones, and he's so good with words. So he's really good in that role. He was really good.
Love him always pushing up his glasses because they were so large.
Yeah. They had such a big cast in this. I can't get over that. And they did it so well, tying everything in. I kind of had the assumption before we started watching X-Men, I've heard things before. I always read comments, but I try not to read comments and stuff that we're currently watching that I'm kind of blind to or fully blind to because I don't want to be spoiled. And I did read a couple where people are like, it's very different, just forget certain things happening, but they wouldn't tell me what. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of figured that after watching one or two, like, the story would keep changing. But it really didn't. Like, a few things have some plot holes, but it does kind of tie in and work as a whole. And this one fully tied in everything.
No, it was good.
Hands down, I love the new future. I'm happy they brought people back. I love the idea of teenage. It was so cool to see Jean back. I am happy she's with Scott because they were happy together. And even though she had a thing for Logan and he loves her, everything's back to normal kind of thing. Because even though Logan loves her, he's just so happy to have her back.
You know what? Absolutely. I think he's happy to see everybody that the school bell ring and, people, the kids learning and
honestly, even though Scott isn't a favorite character of mine, like he's a good character, but I really didn't like how he died in X-Men 3 because it was just off screen and like what? Like it wasn't even like a major like holy crap, his wife just killed him, So I'm happy they brought him back. But just seeing all the different depths of the X-Men in the beginning and then midway and towards the end, it was just so crazy to see them die. And Iceman or Bobby, that was so horrible to see him getting melted midway through.
After saving Rogue.
Yeah, and that was interesting to see him with Kitty because they had kind of a thing last time we saw, but he was loyal to Rogue. And Rogue, she lost her powers because she wanted to get that cure or whatever. And as we know with Magneto, it didn't work because he had it too. Now, not his choice, but he had it too. And so she had her powers back, but something happened where they broke off in this new future because she got kidnapped, or I don't know why or what happened there, but so Bobby ended up with Kitty, and in the new future that they corrected, Rogue and Bobby are still together. So it's kind of cool to see that. And I love Kitty's character too, so it's kind of interesting that they played both sides,
That's right.
So Kitty might hook up with the doctor.
Yeah.
The Beast. Well, the Beast.
Yeah, Hank. I love Hank.
I love him.
Yeah, he's good.
I love him walking down the hall.
Oh my God.
Even though he has a serum that he made to help him do that, I think that's kind of cool that he can. And almost like the Hulk, where he can change through emotion, like that's when the emotion controls it. I love how he was a main focus too, and that he was so close to Xavier from the beginning.
I love the way they got together right off the bat with Eric and
Xavier.
Yes. Yeah. They were just for that common goal immediately. Well, immediately for them.
Yeah, there was really good flow for all the stuff that was happening. It didn't feel like something dragged on for too long. Like they just, okay, this is the mission, and like they met up right away and they agreed right after they trusted Logan and knew that he was telling the truth, that they're like, well, we got to figure this out. And they were more on the same plane at that point. Still different views, but they were pretty much like, holy crap, we can't have this future happen. We can't have our people, mutants, die. Of course, it was cool to see the struggle still. Like they still had different ideas.
Xavier really was far more open-minded than Eric was. I mean, he still had his, apparent view, but, Xavier really was open-minded.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he was very open-minded, and it was so interesting to see the different things they went throughout from the beginning to the end, because he was actually very close-minded in the beginning, because he was going through that. He had major tunnel vision, but Xavier, as like when he's himself and everything's better, like he is such a caring, very understanding person that sees all views, but he tries to, bring it into this one common goal.
Like that in the beginning was detrimental.
Yeah, he really was downhill there.
And Beast was allowing him, because Beast has that little bit in him too, where
he wants he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to deal with the pain and being different, and so it was interesting to see that, and it was cool with Magneto too, because when Xavier really started going after Magneto, emotionally yelling at him. And once he got that out, Magneto gave it right back. And you can see that point, too, where he's like, well, you didn't do anything, and all our people are freaking dying. And the ones that we saw, which I don't think are going to come back, because that was in the past already, in the present that we were watching in the past. Because he was mentioning all the people we saw in First Class when they were all in that room, and the girl with the wings. And we saw things on display when Magneto went to go get his helmet. He saw all the different things. Now, question. When we see Mystique in the beginning and a bunch of X-Men or mutants in this camp or in this tent.
Yes, and then she comes in to...
Yeah, when Mystique goes in there, the one that shot off that like plasma blast, that was Alex, wasn't it?
I think so.
It was.
The hot frisbee guy.
Yeah, I know, but he could control it, and he didn't have his armor on, so that was kind of interesting to see him there. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and someone said in the comments that he is related to Scott. That's Scott's older brother. But don't forget, this is in the past, so that's why he's young, but it gets a little confusing. So I don't know if it stays true to that in the movies, but I'm assuming so, because he has a similar power. He just shoots him through his arms. Although at the end of First Class, instead of doing the swivel thing with the plasma rings coming off, he actually used his arm and he swiveled it a certain way, so maybe he learned how to control it without his uniform. Maybe. Just interesting. But I think there's another cutscene, so I think we're going to watch that really quick. I don't know who that is. I'm sure it's some kind of epic character that everyone's like, oh my god. Ooh, interesting. At first I thought it was Magneto, and then moving all the blocks around, I'm like, yeah.
So it must be a new villain.
A new villain. So I don't know how many more X-Men movies are after this, but I always check theatrical release order after we watch one. But yeah, so again, we're only watching this if it wins the polls, and they have been winning the polls the last month. So, and we're having fun watching this. Yeah. This actually was great. I'm so happy we're staying in theatrical order, because I know some movies aren't great as other ones, but it still ties in certain things. And I love Wolverine. He's awesome.
Yes, he is.
Poor guy goes through so much every single time. And, oh, God, the torture he must have gone through for so long, being in the water with freaking metal like all through him.
Oh, my God. That was horribly terrible.
Yeah, that was, it's like they find new ways to make it really bad for him all the time.
I know.
He survived.
Yeah, he survived. So I was kind of hoping that he would kind of go, like, be dead, but not dead, in that middle stage where he's not aware of what's going on, but he's just healing. Because I'm like, if he's just suffering and drowning all the time, oh my freaking God, like, mentally that would make it crazy too, I'm sure. And it was interesting to see Stryker in this.
Yes.
Again, they were tying in a lot of different characters that we know already. But yeah, very crazy.
I was disappointed in Magneto doing, telling the Centennial to kill the mutants. Yeah. That was surrounding the,
anything that he is for mutants, but you're right. Like, he'll just do anything to get his way. He just has
knew
that
they wanted to stop him, but to kill, to try to kill, Wolverine, it was just.
I know he goes to extra lengths that Xavier would never do.
Exactly.
He tries to make everyone
he could have held
understand.
him down somehow.
Yeah, I don't like that either, and that's why they're so different.
Exactly.
It is sad. And Magneto also to get his way, even though he does really care for Raven, and he does in the beginning, because he's telling Xavier that as well. That I can understand why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and you can see the emotion in his eyes. But at the same time, he was definitely going to do it. He was full on, and he would look her dead in the eye and say, "I'm sorry, it's something I have to do." So I was like, "Holy crap!"
Exactly.
That was actually really scary to me. I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? He's just going to go?" And it's scary because he can control metal. So with the bullet going, I'm like, "Okay, well, if you dodge it, I'm like, well, if he sees you, you can just keep on going with that bullet." So that was really scary, and it was frustrating, but it was so neat how everything that they would do to avoid the future from happening would almost set its course even stronger, and they would always find a way where it would kind of go right back on the normal path of what the future, the dark future, had been. So it was interesting how, like, sometimes they say you never want to know the future because sometimes you'll take those extra steps and make it happen when you're trying to avoid it. I'm glad they were able to veer off that, because even Hank was saying, he goes, sometimes it's like a river and it's going to find a way to flow again. If it breaks off, it's going to find a way to correct itself. So, wow, I really applaud this film. I really enjoyed this.
Fantastic.
And thumbs up.
Thumbs up. And please let us know how different the original is compared to this one. I am very curious. We do joke and say that we've seen so many movies that we absolutely adore, we love so much, and we saw different versions of different things, extended for some things. It'll be cool down the line to actually go back and be like, hey, let's watch a normal one and see how it's different, if it's worth it, you know. Favorite character? I have to always ask.
I like the young Xavier.
Yeah, I do too.
I like the older one too. I like Patrick Stewart.
I do too. He's probably like my favorite.
Yeah.
Xavier, young, over.
And Hank.
And Hank, yes.
Hank.
Logan.
Yeah. No, naturally Logan.
Yeah. I know. Again, like, we're going to list all the characters because I love him, but I
really always stayed right true to himself, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they brought me.
I always say Xavier, but I'm totally just going to say Mystique this time. And again, they're all great.
Yeah.
The characters, the actors, everything. But I just love Jennifer Lawrence, and I think she's such a great actress.
She is a great actress.
But her as Mystique is just so interesting and compelling because, like, she is like that middle person where she has extreme perceptions on what she wants done, but at the same time, like, she is very compassionate as well, but she thinks she's doing the right thing. So it's kind of interesting to see her go back and forth between the, you know, Xavier and Eric, and really, you know, just
for
kind
the
of
moment
that
she
middle
goes
ground
with them. Yes,
I mean, there's so much to say about this movie, and there's so many cool X-Men that I know a lot of you probably know from the comics, cartoons. I did recognize when they said Blink, I didn't know much about X-Men in the past. I did watch a cartoon, not religiously, but I would watch a cartoon back in the day when I was a kid. And one of my roommates in college, I love you, Jessica, she would always tell me about the X-Men, and she loved Blink. She's a huge comic book reader. She would always tell me about Blink, and one Halloween in college, we actually dressed up as X-Men, and I wore a rogue costume. We made stuff out of, like, clothing that we had. We cut stuff up and painted. We always have props and materials that we always work with. So I got to find pictures of that because that was so funny. And then she was Blink, but her Blink, I guess the comic book style is extremely different because I just remember the different colors, but she had the eyes and the hair. Not the hair, really. Her hair was, I think, all red. But it was pretty cool to see that character come in here because she said, she could do portals, and I'm like, oh, really? So I like that because that's really old to me, and I'm like, they brought the character back that I know wasn't mainstream. I don't think she was, because Jessica used to tell me that, too, that, you know, she's not a well-known character, but I love this movie. I think they did a good job. They really put a lot of love into it and really knew their characters. And to make a story flow that's all over the place in time, that's pretty cool to have it come together and to understand it.
That's very good, yeah.
Those Sentinel things, freaking scary, awesome design.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Especially when it came to you and it would open up and then the ramp.
And again, going back to the deaths too, like, it was crazy seeing all these people die. And even though it shocked me and it was sad, like, I was like, okay, well, this can't be the future, because I was getting more annoyed as we went forward. I'm like, if they start killing all these people. And when the Sentinel, like, attacked Storm and killed Storm, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And then Magneto, that was huge. That was so huge. But I'm glad everything kind of worked out in the end. I'm very interested what the newer movies are going to do.
Storm was phenomenal. She comes right.
Yeah, and I love how she had, like, lightning kind of all over her at this point. You can see that they have really gotten even stronger with their powers, so it's pretty cool to see that and all the control. Although she always had control, but I just felt like she seemed more powerful in this one. But yeah, and I love how with the teamwork too, that they would kind of work together and distribute power.
Yeah,
like,
she would give it to...
Yeah, like, I would just electrocute you so you can absorb it and use your gun thing. And it was just neat to see them all work like that. And then the portals would blink. Like, she was just like, okay, you guys do this, and I'll just put you in every direction, and even deflecting or just rerouting the beams coming off of the Sentinels. And it was just cool. Very well done. I was trying to, like, really watch everything, and I'm sure I missed a lot. So I think we'll end it there because it was a long movie, and there are other X-Men movies. So if there's stuff that we missed that you would love to hear opinions on, we will try to discuss it next time, because I really love talking about X-Men. It's definitely a fun ride when we start watching. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye. Bye.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. X-Men, like Mom says.
X-Men.
X-Men.